To come on here real quick because I just woke up from a dream that I had. Hold on, baby. And the dream was, it actually had my daughter in the dream and myself. And my daughter's not even old enough to get married. She's only 13. So this dream I know is pertaining to somebody's daughter that's about to get married. Maybe today. I didn't have a specific date in the dream, but I don't know if it could be today, if it could be tomorrow, if it be coming up soon. But today is March 8th, 2025. But I'm gonna read from my other phone. I tried to record the dream this morning because I was half asleep, but in the dream it had hold on. So in the dream, I had the dream this morning on 3/8/2025 at like 7:55 a.m. And so in the dream I had, it was pertaining to, like I said, my daughter getting married and someone else. So in the dream, it's like my daughter was inside of the church already, and she had a wedding dress on, and I was sitting in the car, and something had happened to my dress, so it's kind of like inside of the church already, and she had a wedding dress on, and I was sitting in the car, and something had happened to my dress, so it's kind of like my dress wasn't ready for the wedding in time. So I stayed in the car while she was in there for the wedding, and her dad was there and other family members was there, but I was in the car. And it's like after she got married, she came outside and she was sitting talking to me in the car, and I was telling her that I just, I felt bad because I missed her wedding, and I was crying as I was thinking about everybody else that took pictures with her for her wedding, and I wasn't there being able to take pictures with her, and I couldn't do this day over again. And I was just crying. So I was asking her, was she mad at me for missing her wedding? And she was like, no, but you could tell on her face she was upset. She was like, I knew you were outside, but she could just tell. And I was thinking I should have wore a different dress, the little short, wider dress to the wedding versus, the long dress. And so as we sitting there, I go out and get this brown box, and this brown box has like a clear glass. I don't know if you can remember a box it's like a brown box with a clear glass over it, like it's got a trim of glass in the middle part. So I opened the box, and it has like that little greenish felt type material that you can see inside of certain old school jewelry boxes or something, that material that line the jewelry box. But in this box there was a list of names in the box, and on the list of the names, this name was like number move, Terrell, sit down. This list was like number 2 in the box, and the name was like Jawan or something. I know it was a weird spelling name, but it started with a J. It had a middle T initial. I just can't remember the middle name, and then the last name was like Counselor. I think it was like a Jawan Counselor, if I can recall the name right. But I know it was like JTC was like would be the initials of the name. But that was the person she was supposed to marry. And it's like I was telling her that, and she got so upset, and she was just kind of like, and he was like a neighbor. He was a neighbor, and so I was telling her, she was like, well, Joanna told me that he was a neighbor, but she didn't want to listen to Joanna, which was like, so Joanna in real life for my daughter is her stepmom. But she didn't want to listen to Joanna about the guy that was the neighbor. She didn't want to believe what Joanna was saying. But I was like, yeah, that's the person you're supposed to marry, is the Jawan, or somehow you pronounce his name. But I knew in the dream that she was marrying the wrong person. So when I woke up from the dream, I kid y'all not, my daughter was ready to watch TV, and she wanted to watch something on the Disney Channel. As I flipped through the TV to find her something, I ended up coming across the Looney Tunes, and I was like, do you want to watch Peppa Pig or Looney Tunes? And she never answered really. So I sat there watching the Looney Tunes for a few minutes, and sure enough, Bugs and Lola was a scene, and it's called Bugs' Wedding. You can look it up on Looney Tunes. And as I was sitting there, Bugs and Lola was sitting there, and another man, the little skunk man, came out and kissed Lola in front of Bugs while they was sitting on the couch. So Lola kind of flipped out and was like, we can go get married at the courthouse. We can get married today, tomorrow. She was just kind of like started trying to panic, rushing the wedding. So then Bugs looked at her and said, we don't have to get married. And Lola jumped up off the couch. She was crying like she was distraught, but then she kissed Bugs on the cheek, and then she was like, dinner at my parents' house tonight, and she still was crying and ran off. She was like, oh my God, I'm happy. She was kind of happy he told her they don't have to get married. So then I thought they weren't going to get married. So then they get to the wedding. They're standing at the altar, hand in hand. They both already dressed. They're Lola's parents there. And sure enough, as they got to the part about asking, is there anybody that objects to this wedding? Nobody was saying nothing. Bugs was hoping, he was sweating. He was hoping that Daffy would come through and rescue him on, objecting to the marriage. But nobody said anything except Lola. Lola, the bride, said, I can't marry you, Bugs. That's what she said. I can't marry you. Even in front of everybody that was there, she said, I can't marry you. So in that sense, Bugs was really you. Even in front of everybody that was there, she said, I can't marry you. So in that sense, Bugs was relieved because he didn't really want to get married, but Lola said, I can't marry you. So, and she was like, because I love somebody else. And while the little skunk man was back there laid across the back of the thing in them scene, and she said, I'm in love with him. She told Bugs she was in love with him. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Are you mad at me? And Bugs was just chilled and nonchalant. Like, it's going to take me some time to get over this, but I will. So Lola was like, okay, Bugs, bye. She ran off and ran with the other man. And so Daffy came and stood by Bugs and was like, I understand how you feel, being let down like this. And Bugs was like, I'm just happy. Like, Bugs was very thankful. So I just wanted to come on and tell somebody, don't marry the wrong man. And the scripture that came to me as well today was unequally yoked. 2 Corinthians 6:14. And it says, I'll read it to you. This is about Christians and their relationship. And it says, let me get to it. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteous with unrighteous? And what communion have light with darkness? And what concord have Christ with Belial? I guess that's how you say it. Or what part have he that believeth with an infidel? So I'm just telling someone, I know you may be standing in front of somebody or getting prepared for your wedding, or you may even already be at the wedding at the altar. This is for somebody to also to let their daughters know, because I was telling my daughter, don't marry the wrong person in the dream. I was telling her the person name that she's supposed to marry. Like I said, the name was like Jawan, counselor, but I know the initials of the dream, the whole name had JTO in it. JTC, I'm sorry, JTC, but it was like a Jawan. It was a weird spelling name, but the name was started with a JU. And I don't know, it had like weird spelling. I did see the whole name, and I was trying to kind of screenshot it in my mind, in my dream, so I could write the name. But it was a long spelling name. His name was long. The first name was long. The middle name was long. And then the last name was Counselor. It was like COUNSLER, I think it was. But it was like a Jawan T. Counselor is who she was supposed to marry, the name. So I don't know, mothers, warn your daughters. Fathers, warn your daughters. Friends, warn your friends about if they're about to marry the wrong person. Send this video to them if you can. I'm going to upload this video so that way it'll be available. But the Lord placed it in my spirit this morning. I had the dream. Then all of a sudden I seen the Bugs wedding off of Looney Tunes this morning as well. So I knew it was a confirmation that somebody is about to marry the wrong person. And that the person they were supposed to marry, in the dream, it said it was the neighbor. And his name was Jawan Counselor. So I don't know if there's a Jawan Counselor. I haven't had a chance to look on Facebook or anything to look up the name to get the similar spelling, but I just know that somebody's about to be unequally yoked with a man, and it's the wrong man. So I don't know, hopefully this saves somebody from getting married to the wrong person. And don't worry about the dresses and other people around or what people are going to think. Just follow the voice of God, because God is trying to save you from marrying the wrong person. So I pray that somebody heed this dream warning and that they don't marry the wrong person. You guys have a blessed day. Until next time, God keep you.